Today's story is one that has been shaking many conversations across Nigeria, especially those following security updates from the north. The situation in Kaduna once again reminds us how fragile peace can be and how quickly communities can move from calm to tension. And as I'm telling you this gist, please remember to like this video and subscribe, because we bring you updates in a way you can understand clearly without confusion. So let's break it down in a calm, gentle flow. The gist started when reports began circulating that youths in one Kaduna community confronted a group of suspected bandits. Now, when you hear clash, don't think of anything wild. Think of a situation where fear, frustration, and courage meet each other at the same time. The youths in that area had been dealing with constant fear, and according to the people on ground, they reached a point where they said, "Enough is enough." And please, as you are listening, like this video and subscribe. Thank you. The situation escalated when the alleged bandits tried to enter the community route again, and the youths, who had been organizing themselves quietly, came out in coordinated groups. They were not trying to cause trouble. They were trying to protect their families, their farms, and their homes. Many of these young men have watched loved ones suffer, watched farms abandoned, and watched children afraid to walk freely. So emotions were already high. In the middle of this tense moment, the exchange between the youths and the suspected bandits grew louder, and fear spread around. Mothers rushed to hide their children, elders started making phone calls, and you could hear the tension everywhere. But one thing stood out: the bravery of the community. They refused to run. They stood firmly, praying that security agents would reach the scene before things became worse. And as the tension continued, one name surfaced strongly in the conversation again: Harrison, the activist known for stepping into difficult situations, especially cases that involve victims or people in danger. Many Nigerians already know him for his humanitarian work. He may not be a police officer or soldier, but he is someone who has used his voice and platform to help bring attention to those who are suffering. When he got updates about the Kaduna tension, he quickly shared helpful information, reassured people, and rushed to connect with those who needed support. And honestly, this kind of response matters. It shows that even though the challenges in this country are plenty, we still have people who care deeply. By the way, while I am telling this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because the more you support this platform, the more we can bring you real, helpful updates. Back to the matter. After the clash, security operatives eventually arrived and calmed the situation. But the community was already shaken. Many families began wondering if it was still safe to sleep in their homes. Some had trauma from past incidents. Some had lost relatives in earlier attacks. This is why the reactions were strong. Fear and memory can be powerful. Now let's slow down and talk about the deeper part of the gist. In many Kaduna communities, the issue of banditry has been happening for years. It's not something new. People wake up early to go to their farms, not knowing whether they will return peacefully. School children sometimes walk in groups, looking behind them every few minutes. Even market women talk about safety before they talk about business. That's how daily life has changed. So when you hear of youths confronting bandits, it is not because they enjoy conflict. It is because people cannot continue living in fear every single day. And when fear stays too long in a place, something inside people shifts. Courage begins to grow where fear has been sitting. But courage alone is not enough. Nigeria needs stable security, consistent response, and long-term solutions, not just emergency reactions. When communities feel safe, the whole country moves forward. When communities feel threatened, the whole country feels the tension. As I am telling you this, please like this video and subscribe so more people can hear stories presented clearly and respectfully like this. Let's continue. After the situation cooled down, community elders called for calm. They gathered the youths, encouraged them, and also reminded them that even though bravery is good, working with authorities is the safest and most effective way to protect a community. These elders know the history of the land. They have seen crises before. They understand that panic spreads fast and that a single misunderstanding can grow into something bigger. At the same time, humanitarian workers like Harrison continued helping victims, offering support, sharing updates, and reminding Nigerians to focus on verified information. His presence brought comfort to many people who felt alone. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture of why these things keep happening in certain parts of Kaduna. These issues usually come from three main causes. 1. Lack of economic stability. When people are jobless or desperate, some can be influenced into illegal activities. Poverty gives room for dangerous groups to gain power. 2. Geography and terrain. Some parts of Kaduna have forests and open land that make it easy for criminals to hide and operate. 3. Weak surveillance in remote areas. Security forces cannot be everywhere at once, and some villages are far from the main highway, making quick response harder. But even with all these challenges, Nigerians are strong people. Communities work together, share information, watch over one another, and support survivors. It is that spirit of unity that gives people hope. And speaking of hope, one of the most powerful parts of this whole gist is how residents said that even in the middle of fear, they refused to abandon their land. They stayed together, protected each other, and stood strong. That unity is something we must appreciate.